I think it's clear that last week's film and this week's film have a lot of similarities, right? Yeah, so there is a monster that features prominently in both 13 Women and The Creature from the Black Lagoon, okay? So the monster is a trope of horror films, okay? We have these tropes. What is a trope? It's a device that artists always go to, or seemingly they keep repeating the same idea because there is a shorthand that has been developed over time that works for audiences as far as a teaching tool. And you could say that tropes are cinematic cliches that have societal and literary function. And by function, I mean, what does it serve for society? Right? There was a lot of screaming. Wasn't there a lot of screaming in last week's movie too, right? Screaming features very prominently in sci-fi and horror. The monster has what sort of function in these kinds of movies? Last week's movie and this one. Why do we have a monster?
Symbolizes a fear of the other.
Mm-hmm. Right, the monster.
Fear of the unknown.
Yeah. What is the other?
The other cultures, possibly. I mean,
Yeah.
he did take the woman at one point.
Yeah. So this idea that we explored last week was that the monster isn't just a monster, right? Sure, it's physically menacing. Sure, with the right amount of makeup and the right amount of money, you can make any sort of monstrosity that would strike fear in the audience, right? But what's important here is that even though we might look at an older film and say, oh, gee, that creature looks a little cheesy to us now, right? That's not that important. That's not as important as what does that creature represent, right? And there's this idea of the other that is explored heavily in both of these genres to represent the other in conventional life, right?